welcome to an episode of Simply Bree Podcast. Who do we have today? Introduce yourself to the people.
Courtney with an I.
Yes. For those of you that don't know, me and her, we've been friends for years. I'm talking like more than a decade.
Forever.
Yeah, like
Honorary sisters. Blood.
Yeah, this
My bookie bear.
my baby, y'all. But let's get off into it. So today's topic, we want to get into, how do you get over breakup? Because I'm gonna be honest, like I'm in my first real relationship now, so I can't really, speak on like how to deal with breakup, but I know like the feeling because in your mind, like we deal with people, we want to, be that everything for them. And it's just like you're doing so much for them for it not to get recognized how you want.
Yeah.
So we got someone that can relate to today's topic if you don't mind sharing, because like I said, this is an open space, free space,
Okay.
no judgment.
So in what capacity? Just want a little snippet?
I mean,
like how to get over it or what I went through?
Whatever you want to give us. Like, I would say it's up to you if you want to, share your experience, like what you dealt with, and like just something that was real to you in your heart and it just didn't work out.
Okay, so let's go back in time. Bree and I got invited to a birthday party. An old friend of ours named Sean. It was during March. It was my birthday month as well. This was 2017 March. We got invited to the birthday party for Sean when he had roommates and stuff. And so that night,
so long ago.
Yeah,
we talking about 2017.
Yeah, that was the night. I met my ex, and it was just playful. We were just friends. It was nothing serious. We never thought it would be nothing like that. And then I went to college. He went to college. We went our separate ways, and we both came to the decision like, oh, okay, well, maybe a relationship isn't the right thing right now. You're going to a school an hour away from Dallas, and so am I, but we were both in opposite directions. Trickle down the line. He's 2 years older than me. I'm like 19. He's 21. Okay, so let's fast forward to 2022, the year of the final breakup.
Wait. You said 2017, then fast forward to 2022. I mean, I can't do mental math, excuse me, but that seemed like a little
That's
wild.
A long time in a lot of history.
Yeah, like how many years is that? Like,
and it was the
3,
beginning.
4 years?
A lot of people say count the year after something happened, but I like to count that full year because it was March. It was still early on.
Really good.
So
really good.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22. About 4.5 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and a lot of people would be like, that's
time.
a long time for things not to happen. But at the same time, we were literally kids going into college. So I don't expect certain things as I do at this age. If it was 4 years into a relationship at this age, I would be looking funny. Being an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old, 4 years on and off with somebody, I don't know. I give grace now that I'm older and I'm able to look at it. We weren't mature, but I found that in the end, I have looked back on our relationship and I built up somebody and I poured so much into them and my cup was left empty. I had built somebody up mentally, physically, helped them with their career. And it's like I look at myself and think, how much further could I have been if I was worried about me equally? Yeah. Because just because you're in a relationship don't mean that you can't support your partner, but you got to support yourself and put yourself first. And I was putting myself last. I was a people pleaser. And so I lost myself in that relationship.
And y'all don't know it's crazy. Like, this is why I like me and her mesh, because it's just like I'm the same way. Like, I tend to put, people before myself. And for a long time, like, I was just so blind into, just being that good person, being good-hearted, and just not seeing what, like,
It
how
make
people
you
was treating me.
oblivious. It's
Yeah,
like
like
you have such a good heart, so you excuse a lot of shit. Excuse my language,
yeah,
but because like, oh well, I'm a good person. You expect yourself out of people, and you're gonna fail every single time. You cannot look for yourself in nobody else. If you find somebody
right,
just like you, thank God. But
right,
you're never gonna find that. Period. You could find somebody that match your fly, that
right.
matches you, but it'll never be 100%. So you get what you can, but don't
Right.
be a people pleaser.
And I just want to say this, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, everybody knows, like, now I'm in a relationship, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna be honest, like, I can really admit, like, I done given this man hell because I'm scared. Like, who would have thought that me would have been in like a committed relationship? Because
Yeah.
anybody who know me, you know me.
And it's not that, it's just like we went through so much because we went through the phase
Right.
of the time where it was popular to say, "Oh, I'm talking to somebody." There is no such thing as talking to somebody. You're
Right.
either in a relationship or you aren't. There's no such thing as talking. That's just a little blind statement to say, "Oh, I want to fuck with you, but I
Right.
don't want to commit." And so we went through those situationships and got burnt so bad. So when it's time to be in a relationship, sometimes we sabotage ourselves out of
Right.
a good man or a woman.
And it's crazy because like you're right, because I feel like in a sense like damn, he done put up with so much of my BS because it's just like I'm allowing my anger, my past, my hurtness to just to affect what I got now. And it's just like
Pouring into
stop.
your
Yeah, it's just like stop and like get your shit together, sis. Like this man is for you. Like damn.
it's hard to stop and smell the roses when every
Right.
time you see a set of roses they snatched. Like, oh.
Right. And I can't help, and I'm not trying to use it as an excuse, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't help that I done been through so much to where it's just like now I'm in some serious, just like, oh, I'm kind of like,
You're reserved. Like you got
yeah,
your guard up even though you shouldn't. I mean, yes,
yeah.
as a person you should kind of have like a little like reserved side of you when it comes to people, but
But
not
it's,
to the point where you pushing him away.
yeah, that, because it's not fair to him.
Yeah.
It's not fair to him. And I have to, honestly, as a woman, understand like a man has to vent too. A man has to be vulnerable too. And that's why a lot of men are afraid to be vulnerable with us women because we don't give them that safe space in a
Interesting.
sense.
Interesting you say that.
Yeah. And I'm learning that. Oh, I'm learning that.
But I gave that, and it still was a slap in the face.
Mm.
And in that 4.5 year relationship, at the end, I got to the point where it seemed like I was begging for him, and that should never be the case. Whether you're biblical or not, a man should never beg for a woman. A woman should never beg for a man. Attention wise, that's your partner. It got to the point where, I mean, naturally,
Mm.
I'm the
Hey,
woman
that's the
that
quote of the show. I'm
naturally
using
I'm
it
a
as a
woman
snippet.
that, because I've been through so many things mentally myself through college or just past trauma, so I know to check in with somebody mentally. I've had those moments in the past where I'm like, "Ooh, this is too much." So in a relationship, if I'm dating a black man or a man, period, at the end of the day, we're all human. Check in with your partner, check in with your friends. And so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait till this mental awareness month to check on my man. It was to the point where I would sit with him and talk with him. Hey, what could I have done better this month, this year? What do you think you could have done better? What can we do better together? Where do you want to be? I'm asking all of that, and it was still a slap in the face because I was wanting somebody that did not want me in return. They had got so big headed.
Mm.
And so that's where the demise had to happen. We had to separate.
Yeah. I mean, I feel you because at the end of the day, like your mental, your peace come first. And that's why like I feel so bad. Like it be having me thinking like, damn, I don't really, my current relationship, I don't really put this man through a lot. And it's just like, damn. Like I got somebody that's willing to put up with me because I just know like a lot wouldn't put up with half of the shit that he had to, put up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning.
Yeah, you got to look at when you're in a healthy space or you with somebody that's willing to grow and develop themselves outside of you. You got to look at it like okay, I got me a good person. Let me not sabotage this. Let me work out
Right.
these kinks with myself. I gotta work on myself. I can't expect
Right.
them to fix my problems. Like, that ain't never gonna work. You gotta fix you. You gotta fix you, and then walk into your relationship and know that it'll work. Y'all have to do your own separate growth.
That.
Mhm.
I mean, like I said, I'm learning, but just I don't know. I know we say like how to get over a relationship. It's just
Mm.
like what is a relationship like? What does a relationship looks like to the eye? Because I know like social media got people out here thinking like, oh, be like these Instagram couples, and I don't
Behind
know.
closed doors, that's not what they are. All you
Yeah,
see is an image.
like what is a relationship like? What does a relationship look like?
A
Honestly.
relationship looks like what you want it to look like. And whoever you believe in and pray to, what they expect your relationship to look like. For us, that's God.
Amen.
What God wants our relationship
Amen.
to look like, that's what it's going to look like. Everybody's situation is not going to be identical, same sex, none of that, or opposite sex. It's never going to be the same. So don't try to compare yourself to somebody else or literally copy and paste, because you're going to end up with the same hell that they going through behind closed doors.
Mm. Girl,
Girl.
you look. You
Girl.
gotta sit. I gotta sip to that too, cause oh, you talking to the people today.
I'm
Go
just
off,
saying.
sis.
I just went through so much people pleasing that I got to the point where I was just like, I don't care. If it came to dating somebody and they start acting up, oh, okay. All right, bye. And it's really
Right,
supposed to be that way, but we have such big hearts that we don't think that way from jump.
right.
But we get so fed up that anybody could come along and we'd be like, all right, bye.
And it's just like I said, we get so comfortable because we done finally got to a space in our life where our peace, our mental comes first. Like,
I'm not compromising that.
yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, like I love, like those times where I just get a peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time I do get in those headspaces like, damn, like I really wish, my man was here. When I'm here, he's at work, whatever. But at the same time, it's just like let me cherish this moment because I know when we are together, we gotta cherish those moments, but cherish the moment now while I really got a headspace. I'm by myself and just get a peace of mind.
So let me piggyback off of that. That was probably my biggest flaw in my relationship. Um, Him and I were so close that we almost spent every day together, and we're in college at the time. So it got to the point where, yeah, I'll stay in the house while you go to work, or it's the opposite. I'm at work, you're at home. And so it got to the point where he was like, you don't have no friends, you don't got nothing to do. No, I'm just comfortable sitting with you. We don't really spend time together. We work crazy hours. But
Girl.
I learned that I see it so much on social media now, like these little trends on TikTok where they say, this is what I do instead of like going crazy on my boyfriend. I found a hobby. I found this to do. I found that to do. And I do believe it is important to miss your partner. It's
Yeah.
okay to be clingy in a sense, but don't overcrowd your partner where
Yeah.
they don't
Don't
have
go
a, yeah, when they
overboard.
don't have a breath to breathe. And that's what he was trying
Yeah.
to implicate that I was doing. But it's like, we're not spending time together if you're asleep for almost 10 hours and I'm awake. That's
Right.
not spending time. That's not
Girl,
quality
and
time.
especially with the type of job, like
Yeah.
I can be honest, like with me and my significant, like we both work like night shifts. Like, he worked the days that I'm off and I work the days that he's off. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, we make compromises. Like I would take off here
You
and
make
there.
time.
Yeah, like we make time for each other.
You make
Like
time for what you want to.
yes. Like tomorrow. Like we supposed to, go on a little lunch date. So
Okay. Period.
yeah.
It's also the right person. Because the
Yeah.
wrong person will complain about everything and
Yeah.
make you seem like you're being obnoxious or you're under their skin, you're too clingy, you're too this. But she's talking about compromising. You have to
Right.
compromise if you want a relationship. You're gonna have to do something. It's gonna be some
And
give and take.
right. And I'm gonna be honest, like I learned that from the guy that I'm with now, like, he told me relationships is all about compromises. And like I said, I'm learning. So
Yeah, it's not about changing who you are and your
right.
identity, but what does Bree look like in a relationship? What does Courtney look like in a relationship? What does God look like in our relationship? Because
Right.
when we don't include him, look at what a mess we are.
Right.
Look at us
That
looking like a hot piece of trash when we don't communicate. Look at us looking like garbage when we yell at each other or bark down each other's throat.
and I'm gonna be honest, like I said, I'm learning and I'm trying to build that relationship closer with God because at the end of the day, if nobody got you, God got you.
Period.
I say that all the time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you need answers, that man upstairs can give you all the answers that you need. Like, you just have to talk to him.
That's what saved me after my breakup. I literally,
Good.
it was like we had a breakup, but then the year after, a full year after the breakup, we had been like messing around a little bit here and there, and that's what kept confusing things because you want your cake and you want to eat it too, type situation, but not from my behalf. And so my grandfather had just passed away, and that brought us kind of closer back together. But then I realized, like, I'm still forcing even a friendship out of this person that said they wanted a friendship with me, and that's what made it hard for us to be exes and friends. It just couldn't happen between us. And so that's when I totally X'd him out. I got a gym membership that November. My grandfather passed away that September. I buried myself in the gym. I lost like 30 pounds. I focused on myself. I went to school. I journaled. I talked to God. I cried every day. I cried in the shower. I cried every time you could think about crying until I healed myself through God. I didn't care what it took. I'm watching what's those live videos on YouTube where people are just talking to you about God in different situations and scenarios. That's what healed me. God healed
That's
me.
good.
I healed me.
That's really good. And honestly, like, that's where I'm at because I'm starting to like look at daily devotionals, like devotionals, uplifting videos on YouTube. So
Yeah.
just building that relationship close to God and just talking with Him.
Yeah. And that's what made me realize, God comes first. Whoever you believe in, that's who comes first in your life.
Yeah.
But then it makes you realize, dang, look at all the stuff that I ain't doing for myself. I ain't working out. I wasn't eating right.
Right.
I wasn't focused on myself and my career. Now I'm like doing totally different things, and I know like boundaries are a huge thing. I have to get this done. Even though you want to hang out with me, I'm talking about even if you want to go out on a date with me, I have to get this done before I can do that with you. I have to put me first.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we have to start, normalizing like time for us. Just not even us, but just everybody. Like, make time for yourself. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. And I just feel like if somebody really fuck with you, they will understand, like, hey, if I'm telling you, hey, you know what? I just need a moment. I need a minute to myself. It's nothing against you. That person should all rip understand. It shouldn't be no problems, no nothing. Like, you know what? I understand. I'm going to give you space. I'm going to give you your time.
That's where communication comes into play, whether it's family, friends, or your partner. But big time, you're going to see your partner probably more than anybody. And so make sure you choose right. Because if you choose wrong, it'll never be no understanding. It'll never be no clarification or communication.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what do you do after a breakup? I know you don't really know per se, but what made you get back, after those situationships, what made you get back to you? What made you get back to Bree or get back to a better Bree?
Like I said, just time for myself. Like, I really got to a point where I enjoyed being left alone. Like, ain't nothing like just being in that headspace to where you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to answer to nobody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but y'all know what I mean. Like,
No,
it's
I get what you
no
mean.
shade, no tea to nobody, but it's just like, you have to put yourself first in situations. But at the same time, when you choose to be in a relationship, like, you gotta put y'all first, us, we, and I'm learning that.
Yeah. Even if it's just 5 or 6 months or years, when you learn to be by yourself after not being by yourself for so long, um, it's kind of hard to slide back into, oh shit, I gotta think about you when I do stuff or make decisions. This was just a
Right.
one man show. Now I gotta think about you when I do things, so I'm not embarrassing you or disrespecting you. You have to think about all these different things, and it should come easy if you have the right partner.
Yeah.
It could come easy if y'all could communicate about those things head on. So that's the way I look at it. But
I mean, no, you hit it right on the nail. Like, you're right. But damn.
I try to put emphasis on right partner, because you could try to do all the right things with the wrong person.
Yeah. But hey, I feel like we done hit like a lot of key points,
Yeah, we
like a
did.
lot of good points. But y'all know me, I like to end everything on a positive note. So it's just like, what's something positive like you can say, like, some advice or whatever.
To anybody or to a woman or to
Just in
just
general,
anybody?
yeah, in general.
Don't spend another year thinking about what you should have did. Because when you come around next year, you want to be able to say, oh, I did what I was praying about. I did what I was crying about. I did what I was just lingering about and talking about. You want to be able to say, I did something different a year from today. I was able to complete something. I'm not in the same shoes. I'm sitting in an answered prayer. So do something about it. Don't expect it to just happen out of thin air. You got to put it in motion.
Right. Dang. That was good. That was really good. Y'all know me. Always, and just always put yourself first, And then if you do got that special somebody in your life, like, put them first as well. Put y'all 1st. If y'all really want it to work out, if God say everything is good, like, just put y'all first.
100%.
Yeah.
I back that up.
So yeah. But we're gonna end on this note. Should have you again, most definitely.
Yes.
We should, I'm gonna be honest. I really want to do like a better of the sexes type of thing. Like,
okay,
have us girls and then some guys.
Yeah, just to get some different opinions.
Yeah, like,
and it'll give you more insight as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if my dude and whoever else can come on here.
Yeah.
Just if you got somebody, remember, let me know.
When she telling your business without telling your business.
Yeah, but thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for coming on, Courtney. I love you so much,
my bookie bear.
And I will see y'all next time.
Ciao.
Yes.